Good evening, and it's time for the news right here on Times Television, TTV, and here with me, Ronald Mpaso. First, the headlines. The government has given Zodiak refugee camp deserters 14 days to return. Public Affairs Committee of Parliament to start an inquiry into the use of 6.2 billion kwacha COVID-19 funds tomorrow. And clean and safe water expected for 92,000 people in Mangochi district. We have these and other stories. Stay with us. The government has given asylum seekers and refugees who left Zodiak refugee camp in Doha district and are now living in Malawi's rural areas 14 days to close their businesses and go back to the camp. The Ministry of Homeland Security has issued a notice dated 1 April 2021 and is informing the two groups that are doing businesses outside the camp to move from their residential areas or risk being moved back to the camp by necessary force. Matthews Cassandra has the details.
Secretary for Homeland Security and Commissioner for Refugees, Patricia Lyabuba, has said the Malawi government implements an encampment policy which entails that all refugees and asylum seekers plying trade should do so within the camp. She has, however, said some of them are conducting businesses outside the camp without prescribing documents as required by the law, which is an offense and punishable. Lyabuba has since informed the refugees and asylum seekers to avail themselves to the designated area within 14 days. The ministry has further warned that failure to comply with the notice will mean acting contrary to the government's directive, which is contrary to Section 9 of the Refugees Act. Andrew Nyondo is Ministry of Homeland Security spokesperson.
It is the law which is telling them that they should be there. By law, they are supposed to be in the camp. They are not supposed to be where they are. It is legal for them to begin operating their businesses in wherever they are without following the law, unless if maybe they have got proper documentation that they should be doing businesses there. But as long as they remain refugees and the status is that they are refugees, they are supposed to be in the camp. That is the law according to the Refugee Act. According to the Ministry of Homeland Security, Malawi has over 40,000 refugees.
The Public Affairs Committee of Parliament is from tomorrow expected to start an inquiry into the use by government of the 6.2 billion kwacha funds released in August last year meant to help in the fight against COVID-19. The probe by Parliament comes at a time the National Audit Office is yet to release findings of a forensic audit into the matter, despite the expiry of 30 days as directed by President Lazarus Chakwera. We have more in this report by Taonga Sabola.
Chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament, Shadrack Namalomba, told Times on Sunday that the inquiry will start with the Ombudsman, who produced a report on the matter. According to Namalomba, the probe will then extend to other stakeholders, including the Reserve Bank of Malawi, which donated the money, as well as the Department of Disaster Management Affairs, DODMA.
As a starting point, it is the report of the Office of the Ombudsman, which is entitled Misplaced Priorities, a report on an investigation into allegations concerning lack of transparency and accountability in implementation of Malawi's national COVID-19 preparedness and response plan. So we will start with that one. We are meeting the Ombudsman first so that she should speak to her report. We wanted to understand the methodology that she used and the findings and the recommendations that she made.
Namalomba also expressed concern with the Auditor General's office for its delays in concluding the 6.2 billion kwacha audit.
We had expected the Auditor General to produce that report 21 days. And those 21 days, expired or came to an end some 3 weeks ago. And that's why we are saying it is regrettable. It should not be condoned. We expect the Office of the Auditor General, to behave professionally and, to agree to do their work, to agree to deadlines that we have agreed with them.
On February 22 this year, President Lazarus Chakwera directed the Auditor General's office to conduct a forensic audit on the 6.2 billion kwacha in a month. Last week, spokesperson for the Auditor General's office, Rabson Kagwaminga, told Times that the office was still conducting the audit.
Some residents of Area 10 in Machinjiri, Blantyre City, are complaining that operations of Motor NGO, which is operating a quarry mine nearby, are damaging their houses. One of the affected people, Donata Matoa, says one side of her house actually collapsed due to the blasts. Jameson Chauluk has a report.
Matoa and several other people of Area 10 Machinjiri in Blantyre blame cracks on their houses on quarry mining operations Motor NGO is conducting in the area. Matoa and all the affected people say that Motor NGO has not been forthcoming with assistance. The issues have been in court since 2016, but there is no date for commencement of trial yet. In the claim, there were two sets of claimants, the Area 10 ones and the ones at Light Village in the same area. The complainant's lawyer, Wellington Kazembe, said Motor NGO opted to settle the grievances of people of Light Village and the matter was resolved. He, however, said Motor NGO opted to go for litigation in the case of people of Area 10 Machinjiri. Motor NGO spokesperson Thomas Chafunya declined to say much on the issue, saying it would be prejudicial as the matter is still in court.
92,000 people are expected to have access to clean and safe water in Mangochi district next year when a Southern Region Water Board project wraps up in the district. The project, which started on February 1 this year, is expected to be concluded by July next year. Speaking during a tour, the board's acting director of infrastructure development, Jacqueline Diaz, said she was impressed with the progress. More in this report by Justin Mkweu.
The project commenced on 1 February 2021 with an aim to ease water challenges in the district, which have been persisting for years. Diaz added that the project will fulfill their responsibility to provide clean and safe water to the people of their jurisdiction.
You know that Southern Region Water Board has the mandate, both at national and international level. Internationally was the Southern Region Water Board, but also as the Malawi, we are supposed to ensure that 100% of people living within our supply areas have access to potable water by 2030, according to the Sustainable Development Goals. So with the mandate of the government to ensure that people have got adequate potable water, we know that by implementing this project, we will be covering a lot of people. So we are going to increase supply coverage for Southern Region Water Board, but also as Malawi as a country. This project is targeting about 92,000 people. So you know what it means, that once we sell, it means even our revenue is going to increase because we are going to increase our customer base.
Member of Parliament for the area, Raf Joma, expressed gratitude with the project, describing it as a milestone development. One of the women who is being affected by water challenges said the place has got boreholes, but its waters cannot be used efficiently because it is salty. Group village headman Mwanyama of the area gave thanks to government and the board for the project, adding that lack of clean and safe water was robbing them of many development projects as a tourist destination area. While some people drink salty water from boreholes, some drink water from the lake, which is dirty, exposing us to waterborne diseases such as cholera. Therefore, I'm thankful and I cannot wait to have clean and safe water for me and my people. The project, which will cost the board approximately $14.4 million, is expected to have an intake at Nkhuzi Bay, then flow to the Bishop's House up to Mtakataka turn-off.
Malawi has passed the 200,000 doses mark in administering the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 has revealed. The task force co-chairperson, Kumbize Kandodo Chiponda, has since commended those who have taken the jabs as having made a wise decision to protect themselves from COVID-19. Matthews Kasanda has a report.
Chibonda, who is also the Minister of Health, says the public should be assured that the country has a robust immunization program and that the vaccine safety surveillance is one of the key components that are taken seriously. The minister said this on Saturday through the COVID-19 update statement. She has further explained that the surveillance team follows up on all adverse events following vaccination for vaccines and that the same is happening with COVID-19 vaccination exercise. She has indicated that so far of those who have received the vaccine, there have been no major side effects reported. The minister has therefore assured Malawians that the AstraZeneca vaccine is safe with few side effects which are minor and self-limiting. Meanwhile, health activist Maziko Matemba says Malawi made the right choice to bring in the AstraZeneca and that the response so far is encouraging.
If you meet communities, most of them are in for the vaccine. The question is how to make sure that information is reached out and the resources are available so that everything is done according to plan. So, 40,000, I think we have done a lot because that almost everyone now, including people from religious organization, including some most chiefs. The question now is how do we make sure we reach out to many.
President Lazarus Chakwera launched the vaccination exercise on 11th March this year and was among the first citizens to get the AstraZeneca jab in the country.
You're watching the news on Times Television, TTV, and we now take a break. We'll be back shortly.
Define your surroundings with the color of your choice. Make it warm, creative, friendly, and vibrant. Coat textures, durable color options, with up to 1,200 color shades to choose from. Be it economy range or premium range paints, innovative paint and color technology in every drop. Available in Blantyre, Build Africa, and Limby Corner Mart Building, and in Lilongwe along M12 Road close to Gateway Mall. Tropical Paints, your world in color.
If there's one thing that all soaps do, it's wash. From buckets to basins, bathrooms to streams, and everything in between.
All soaps wash.
Yes, but Protex is different. Its reinvented formula with flaxseed oil boosts your skin's natural anti-germ defenses by 10 times more, protecting you against 99.9% of germs. So what keeps us healthy?
Protex!
Good health starts here.
Do your gums hurt?
Yeah.
Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile?
All that in one toothpaste?
Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums.
Ah, Colgate Herbal.
Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums naturally.
Welcome back. At least 1,500 primary school learners from selected schools in Mzimba North are expected to catch up on lessons missed during the prolonged school break induced by the COVID-19 pandemic. Through a project called Follow Every Child, Pace for Social Change organization intends to intensify extra classes for learners at schools such as Nkhokwe, Mageza and Chiwanja Primary from April to June this year. Feston Malekezo has this report.
Director of Pace for Social Change organization Gibson Gisale says the government needs to put in place initiatives to mitigate the impact of school closures due to COVID-19 pandemic. Gisale says activities that disrupt school calendar, like the ongoing teachers' strike, should be looked into closely as they have the potential to affect education in the country. Gisale made the remarks Saturday at Chiwavi Primary School during the training of 20 primary school teachers earmarked to implement the 3.7 million kwacha project funded by National Democratic Institute.
We realized that the education system is actually going down, and we also noted that the attendance for the learners has gone down. And also, more importantly, we also noted that learners have actually missed a lot during these strikes, during the COVID-19 closure. So we felt we should give an alternative initiative where learners will be able to get the subjects that they've actually missed.
One of the teachers from Nkhokwe Primary School, Tapiwa Ndundwe, says the project will help in covering a lot of teaching work missed during the COVID-19 induced holiday. However, Nundwe asked Pace for Social Change to consider, among others, extending the project to all classes and not only targeting standard 4 to 6.
My wish is for them to extend as we go, because for this time it's for 3 months. But then, if we look at the learners, the 3 months is not enough for them to catch up. We still need a lot more time for them to catch up. And for the classes, we still need them to extend for the classes. It can be the whole school, like from standard 1 up to 8.
A UNESCO report released in October 2020 estimated that by late March 2020, more than 190 countries had shut down schools in order to slow the spread of COVID-19, a development that disrupted schools that affected approximately 1.6 billion students.
Malawi Red Cross Society has engaged the Ministry of Health in emergency medical services for swift response to accidents. According to the Society's Secretary General, McBain Kanongoza, with the series of accidents happening in the country, there is need for skilled people to respond to such. Wezi Gausi has a report.
Kanongoza says the Ministry of Health is very crucial in dealing with accidents emergencies. He said they have managed to train 6 people from different hospitals along M1 Road that have been trained as trainers in first aid.
We feel if we train people, as you have heard, that they are first responders in strategic areas, because we may not scatter ourselves in all the hotspots, but we should have at least a starting point. That's why the training has addressed the issues of first aid in areas that we are seeing accidents almost every day. And it's for the presence here, we were 9 districts where indeed we know for sure that accidents happen as regular as we did not even expect them.
Director of Emergency Medical Services in the Ministry of Health, Yankoluwe, said the training has beefed up the effort already being made by the ministry. Luwe says the ministry have ambulances distributed along the M1 road to respond to emergencies under the pilot project Emergency Medical Services.
That initiative is called Emergency Medical Services. For now, it's a pilot project with funding from World Bank. And this project is comprised of, let me just say, it's a pre-hospital care service whereby you respond to emergencies be it road traffic accident emergencies or other medical emergencies. So as you know, we just started with Lilongwe alongside the corridor of M1 to Blantyre for now, but we will roll out to all the districts.
Meanwhile, people in the country have been urged to call 118 in case of any emergencies, as they have ambulances and people ready for such.
Lilongwe University of Agriculture and Natural Resources Savings and Credit Cooperatives is expected to register an increase in its asset base from about 478 million kwacha to over 530 million kwacha this year. This represents a 9% increase. The SACCO's president, Faith Nakanga, made the revelation when she presided over the 2020 annual general meeting of the SACCO, which took place in Lilongwe yesterday. She said the cooperative is happy to have posted a considerable profit despite facing several challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Nakanga explains.
After this meeting, we are expecting that our members will be encouraged to save more with the SACCO, because this year we have made a surplus, so it's an encouragement to our members, and they will be mobilized. They will be mobilizing others to join the SACCO. So we have the expectation that after this meeting, our SACCO will grow, and with the ideas, maybe the members can contribute through the meeting. We can also improve the services of the SACCO, in the year that will be coming forth.
And now to international news. Religious organizations in the United States are a key part of a community's response to disaster. As VOA's Mike O'Sullivan reports, a new smartphone app is helping coordinate that response between relief workers and faith groups while making it more effective.
In the devastating 2018 fire in Paradise, California, religious congregations were among the stricken. They were also part of the response, with churches hosting shelters. The same thing happened in Houston, Texas, after flooding in 2017. Religious groups have always had a social mission, but it was Hurricane Katrina in 2005 that accelerated their role in responding to disaster.
It was really after Katrina that there was a real realignment of understanding from the federal government side that faith communities were important actors in the disaster response system and that they needed to be part of the sort of whole community approach.
Lascota runs the Center for Religion and Civic Culture at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. It helped develop a smartphone app to educate relief workers about different religions and faith groups to help them deal more effectively with disaster victims from different backgrounds. It's common for faith groups around the world to pitch in after disasters. In the U.S., Islamic Relief USA provided emergency aid after the Paradise Fire and sealed roofs after hurricanes in North Carolina.
Tarping rules after hurricanes and tornadoes and whatnot. So they're just well-developed system that, the sort of collection of organizations have really developed over the year after Katrina.
The new app, called Disasters and Religions, puts information at a user's fingertips.
As opposed to just going through, doing tons of research online to making sure that you're being sensitive to the individuals that you're dealing with.
These Muslims have a working relationship with Methodists.
As bad as disasters are, they are the one place where people gather and have a common goal for doing good.
Aid workers and recipients come from many backgrounds. In diverse cities like New York, the app can answer questions for aid workers in the aftermath of storms, floods, or other disasters, says the head of an interfaith group which helped develop the new app.
What do Sikhs believe? What do they eat? What are their burial practices? What would their shelter practices be?
Or for Hindus, Baha'is, or Pentecostal Christians, necessary information for helping people recover after disasters. Mike O'Sullivan, VOA News, Los Angeles.
That's the news for now, but before we go, the headlines again. The government gives Dzaleka refugee camp deserters 14 days to return. Public Accounts Committee of Parliament to start an inquiry into the use of the 6.2 billion kwacha COVID-19 funds tomorrow. And clean and safe water expected for 92,000 people in Mangochi district. You've been with me, Ronald Mpaso, but you can get more on these and other stories by visiting our website www.times.mw, liking our Facebook page Times 360 Malawi, and following us on Twitter at Times 360 Malawi. Remember to wash your hands regularly, observe social and physical distance, and mask up. Stay safe and have a lovely night.